Hello and welcome to this new Ultra Game template tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to configure a little bit more and we're going to focus in the input remapping section, which is the last part that we need to set up before we continue. And this is just part of the basic setup. So as you can see, we have a little problem. If I play the game, okay, after following the last tutorial, and I go to settings and I go to controls or keyboard and mouse controls, and here it's like, what the fuck is this? First person controls? This is not first person, this is a third person. And then I have jump, move forward, and none. And if I say exit, then suddenly a lot of access none appear. That's why this is actually totally normal, because you need to check another additional tick in the project settings. So you have to go to edit, project settings, okay? And here you have to go down in enhanced input. Okay, usually this should be like that. In user settings, you should enable user settings experimental. Depending on the version of Unreal Engine that you're using, this is something that will be already ticked by default, but in this version, for 5.3, it is something you have to do. After doing that, if we go back to inputs, you're going to see now we don't have that problem, okay? And also this is actually super cool. And depending on the style data asset that you choose, the inputs are actually shown in the menu and in-game as either images or text. So for example, these ones are images, but if I go to default game data asset and instead of brush, I say, for example, minimalistic, as you will see in minimalistic, everything is shown as text, okay? My favorite one is sci-fi, so let's go with that. Okay, so we still have a problem here. The problem is that our inputs do not correspond with third-person inputs. So how are we going to fix that? Because I don't have a run or a crouch in my default third person. Okay, so the way to fix that is actually super easy. So we're going again in the default game data asset. And what we are going to do is we are going to scroll until inputs, okay? Here in the UGT game settings and in inputs, instead of EMC, UGT, first person, example, default, no sé qué, we're going to select the EMC default third person. Remember that we changed the name in the last one, just to be clear that which one we are using. So this is the new one. And the only thing you have to do is put it here. That's it. Actually, this is something amazing. You don't need, if you want multiple ones, you can put them here. So I have a game and I have controls for driving and I have controls for third person and I have controls for horses. So you could do here and make a list of all of them. And as you can see now, if I go to input, this is not going to make any sense, but I have image default third person and I have a key first person controls still. But as you can see, my third person controls are still shown to none. So how can we fix that? It's actually super easy. First of all, let's delete this one. And let's open this EMC default third person that we have created. And it's super easy. So what we need to do is assign a name to each one of those inputs, okay? And that name, what it's going to do, it's going to make the system know how to save on or when, where to load. So for example, in EA jump, I'm going to expand spacebar, okay? And spacebar is a keyboard key. So in setting behavior, what you have to select is override settings. And in player mappable case settings, what you have to do is select this one, the experimental one, there are no others, okay? And now we expand this little menu over here and in name, we say jump and okay, we can say jump because it's in use in the other first person. So don't worry, it was a third person jump _ jump, okay? And display name, we're going to say the same. So third person _ jump. Okay. So we need to do the same for each and every one of the keys here. I'm just going to delete the touch keys. We don't need them here. So the gamepad, what we're going to do here is exactly the same. So setting behavior, I'm going to say override settings, player mappable, and we have to choose the exact same name, so third person _ jump, but what we have to do, because this is a gamepad key, so we need to put this underscore gamepad, and we put the display name here. So I'm going to do the same with all the keys, okay? And once I'm done, we will come back and see how things progress from here. Okay, as you can see, I have all my keys set up. The only thing a little bit special is for the moving, we have the 4 keys on the keyboard, okay, and we have a single one, okay, and this one is called third person move underscore gamepad because this is a gamepad key. The rest is just you have to just keep on doing it, okay. There's nothing more to it, and we are done, believe it or not. So now, if I play, okay, I can move, I can jump, whatever. But if I go to settings and if I go to, for example, keyboard and mouse controls, as you can see, here I have third person jump, third person move forward, third person move backward, third person move left, third person move right, and third person look. And it is amazing because I can actually change the remapping right now. I don't have to do anything. If I want to move backward with the letter M, I could do it. And now in my keyboard, if I press M, I am moving backwards. It doesn't make any sense, so whatever. So with this underscore gamepad, what we have also achieved is if we go to controls, here only the keys for the gamepad will be shown, which is third person jump gamepad, third person move gamepad, and third person look gamepad, which is the A and the left stick and the right stick. Additionally, as you can see, here we have a lot of things like look sensitivity, hold to crouch, hold to run, invert, and invert, okay, but are we really crouching? Are we really having sensitivity? The answer is no, because as you can see, it doesn't matter what I do with the sensitivity, it just doesn't work. See, I'm just going to set it to 0. The setting should be saved, sorry. Okay. And I can still look with the same sensitivity. So how do we fix that? How do we integrate those menus so these things do not happen? Okay. Let's leave this little tutorial for here, and we are going to see how to modify those menus and how to integrate additional input settings in the next tutorial.